friend of mine. I'm starting to get into my comic book nerdium. Is that even a word? Geekium?
Nerdious.
Nerdious. Thank you. I'm learning this.
Yeah.
Candy Lopez from the Candyman show gave me my first comic book, and this is it.
Wow. That's actually a pretty good comic book too.
The Batman Who Laughs.
That's actually a pretty
But you are, how did you put it when it comes to comic books?
I'm a comic book nerd. I'm a connoisseur of comic books.
Does anybody in your camp know this?
Yeah, well, I mean, they call me a nerd all the time because
To your face, because you're 6'4", and you're what, 300 pounds?
And I'm 257 right now.
257 with 5% body fat. Yeah, you look like who is The Rock wanting to play in his next comic book? Black Adam?
Yeah, Black Adam.
Yes. Wow. I tell you, where's the exit door if they say that you're a nerd, huh?
To be honest, I say I'll lean into it because I would always say, and I say to people like, I watch a lot of anime, and
Yeah.
I always tell people, especially if you're going to get into anime and stuff, like there's a book that you should read from Asian culture called The Journey to the West about the Monkey King and Son Goku, and which is basically, when you read it, you kind of see like a lot of anime and so forth, stories draw on that model of Son Goku. And not to go into it because I'm going to bore people with that.
Yeah.
But,
Well, before we stop, I want you, if you can name 4 top anime shows to watch. What are your 4 top?
4 top anime shows are JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, just because it's Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
And Naruto.
Okay. And what are your 4 top, and I'm just throwing 4 out there. There could be 10, 2, 3, 5. Your 4 top comic books.
4 top comic books.
Yeah.
Well, I got one right here.
Okay.
I'll tell people to go, like, this is my favorite comic book series and my favorite comic book character of all time. The Ultimate Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Okay.
Everybody should read that. Like, that's definitely a top comic, especially the Ultimate series is very different. Black Bolt from Fantastic Four and the Humans. That's one of my favorite heroes of all time. Black Panther, like, again, another one of my favorite heroes.
Right.
And then also Batman, because Batman is a very interesting character, just period.
I think I have it. Do I have it in here? Babe? Do I have that comic book in here? Okay. So Shalia is in here. She's always in here watching. So if anybody's watching, this is not a ghost. It's not levitating. So to a very good friend of mine, I'm starting to get into my comic book nerdium. Is that even a word? Geekium?
Nerdious.
Nerdious. Thank you. I'm learning this.
Yeah.
Candy Lopez from the Candyman show gave me my first comic book, and this is it.
Wow. That's actually a pretty good comic book too.
The Batman Who Laughs.
That's actually a pretty good comic book too.
Yeah, and so I'm almost finished reading it. Do you know anything about it?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think like I think like a lot of people getting their comic book nerdiness from like movies, and I always tell people like please don't take the DC comics and the Marvel comics on like what you see in the movies. You have to go and read them because these characters are a lot more deeper and broken than you actually think they are.
Yeah.
And there are some characters like, because I think in the DC world, like their comic book characters can almost be like likened to gods because they are like got powers that are absolutely crazy. And I think that comic book right there is,
it's intense.
It's intense, and I think it'll give you a different appreciation for Batman.
It's interesting, and I want to save this for a whole another 10-minute segment if we can about comic books, and maybe bring in a couple of people when we have the time. Because I think it's really interesting, like what you're talking about this particular book, without giving too much away, Did you watch Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse.
This book and that movie, do you feel like it kind of takes some parts from each other?
Yeah, and I think you know, in the world of, and that's the reason why I loved Into the Spider-Verse, because Into the Spider-Verse actually, like, you know, kind of explains like what comic books are, like, you know, because
Right.
like when you get like the sensational Spider-Man and the Ultimate Spider-Man and the Batman Who Lost and, like, you know, the new 52 Batman, really what it is a lot of these creators are taking these characters and they kind of sit back and they're like, hey, what if this character was like this?
Wow.
They were like that, or like, what if they had this situation going on here, or what if they had that situation going on here? So that's when you get all these different universes of characters, because all it is a character is a different version of what if, like, you know, and like a lot of things that we want to say about ourselves, like but we can never reinvent ourselves because we only have one life and only, you know, one existence. But in comic books, you can reinvent people like as many times as you want to.
You know where I'm going with this. When you started saying that, I started going to this. That's different volumes of you. The what if. You know, what if Yaw Jason was a technology major? What if Yaw Jason was the supreme athlete? You know, what if Yaw Jason was the family man, even a wrestler? And so it's interesting how you just broke that up. So there's different universes in you, and you're living them out right now.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where you kind of realize that, you know, you only have one chance at life, you know, and you have to, as I said again, you have to make sure that you every stone that you want to turn, if you have the ability to do it, go and do it. And I think, like I said, you know, me being a believer, like, you know, God gave me the ability, athletic ability, and I don't think He wanted me to like not use it. So, you know, I'm just using it to within, you know, every inch of what I've got, and just seeing where it goes, you know. So I can always say that, you know what, I maximized my athletic ability to what it could be while I had it. Because at some point, you know, I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna just, you know, the body just is gonna just be what it is, and, you know. But I can say, hey, look, you know, back in the day, you know, I was a high level athlete, you know, and I can live with that because, you know, I put my all into it.
But you said it right. You know, God gave us talents and abilities to share with the world, not to keep inside of our home or inside locked in the garage. It's God gave us these abilities, and whether you're a tattoo artist, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a teacher, share that with the world. Share your gifts with people. That definitely makes God smile. Is when you can be the best version of yourself, and it can help somebody else. And I love what you said: is iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another. We're not meant to be alone.
You're not meant to be alone, and you know, I think if that's the biggest takeaway from that, it's just like, make sure whatever circle you're in, just make sure they're not a bunch of yes people. Make sure they're challenging you to be the best person that you can be, because, you know, it's a disservice to them if they're not. Like, you know, if you meet people that are just telling you what you want to hear, you're probably not going to be the best person that you can be. But if you're getting people that are critiquing you and making you, like, you know, understand that you are not right in this situation, you could have done this better. And guess what? You are going to always evolve. Take that information on, let your pride go, that you know you're not doing something right. Work on it, work on yourself, and then you're going to go and be the greatest person that you can be.
Right on. Jason, I thank you for your time. So much that I've learned about who you are, what made you the person that you are, and how you pass that on to others. So I'm so grateful that I got a chance to talk to you. And I do want to find that poster that's apparently in the airport of you. That's pretty crazy, man. That's awesome.
I think I've got a copy, so I can send it on to you. Just make sure you remind me, because I'm probably going to forget.
So Shalee gave me an idea. You see this wall behind me? What we're gonna start doing is, after each interview, whether it's the poster that you want to send, we're gonna put that up here, or a picture of whatever you want to send, whatever picture you want to send, we're gonna put that up there to show people, hey, look, this is who was here, and this is their story. So we thank you. I appreciate you. Is there anybody that you want to thank out there?
Basically, all my family, all my friends. Reason being is I know that, and I said this after my first fight. I said I know that it's been crazy. I probably haven't been around as much as I should have. But the fact that you guys still support me, send messages of encouragement, tell me to go for it every day. It gives me a new lease of life, and it shows me that I'm making the right decisions by going after the endeavors I'm going after. And one day it's going to come around full circle, and you're all going to benefit from it. So, thank you for believing in me, and I'll put you back.
Awesome. So for those of you watching on Inside the Life of with Antonio Perkins, this is Inside the Life of Yaw Jason No Games Osei. And we want to say thank you, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, but really absorb and take a moment and learn about somebody else's life. And you may not be surprised in the common ground that you share. I'm Antonio Perkins. Jason Osei, I thank you for your time. And we will see you again when we talk about more comics.
I'll be there.
All right, Jason, take care, brother. And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All right, brother.